In this session, I'm going to review how to add in components into your model. We're going to go to the 3D Warehouse by clicking on the fourth icon down called Components, and you're going to notice that in the home page, you have a bunch of components already. These components are actually components you've created, such as the interior sheeting, exterior sheeting, studs, and so forth. If you click on Search, you're going to see here there's actually a search engine that goes to the 3D Warehouse. The search engine allows you to search components that someone else have created and uploaded onto the warehouse. So in this case, let's go ahead and use this section as an example on how to incorporate a window that fits perfectly into the frame that we've created. So I'm gonna type in window and notice how a ton of different kinds of windows that comes up. You can actually go through this. There's 4,000 page of windows. You can choose one that you may like, and we can size it and make it fit perfectly into this section. You can also start considering, for example, if this is a square-ish rectangle shape window, then you might want to find something that's similar so that way the distortion is not as wide. So let's say I want this window. The way this will work is you click on the image itself, and then it will download into your model. Give it a second to download. And there it is. So now notice how I'm able to now grab this particular component and move it into the section. But before I do so, sometime my component comes in small, sometime it comes in larger, depending on essentially what my opening is going to be. For different components such as furniture and cars and things along those lines, they typically are made to scale, meaning it's made to fit for what the reality of the scale of that particular object is. If it's a couch, then you have a size of a couch. But of course, if you want to double check, you can always take the line tool and just take the line tool, and you can actually draw a line across and look at the bottom right to see how big it is. You can actually use that as a way to be able to define how big something may be, or whether or not it's actually true to size in reality. So in this case, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna size this down first. So I'm gonna scale this down first, and then I'm gonna scale it back. The way this is going to work is I will select the object that I want to scale, which is going to be this window. So I'm going to take the selection tool, select it, and notice how it's blue, meaning I am selecting it. And the scale icon is this one right here. Or you can press S for scale, and there will be a tons of different nodes that come up. The way scale work is if you grab the corner, you will scale proportionately, meaning everything scale at the same pace. If you grab from the middle top, it will scale vertically. If you grab from the middle side, it will scale horizontally. If you grab at one of these other points like this one, it will just go back and forth, sideways and so forth, and it may get a little messy. So what you want to do when you do scale is you want to grab the corner or the middle side or the middle top. So I'm gonna grab from the middle side corner first and just scale it, make it smaller. And this way, I know for sure when I move this object, it will fit perfectly in here. I'll take the move tool or M for move. I can grab from the corner, not from the outside, but from the corner. Exactly, that is the corner from the outside. So I'm gonna grab from the corner and I'll go ahead and just move it to the corner of my frame. Of course, I want this to be smaller. And the reason for that is I can actually now scale up. If I have it bigger, it's gonna be more challenging. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this now, press S for scale, and like earlier, I can grab from the middle top, click once, let go, and I can actually just point at this line on top. It will scale perfectly vertically. And I'm gonna go the same thing on the side, grab from the middle, move it to the side, and it will scale perfectly this way. The next thing I'm gonna do is I actually can grab from, if this is too short or too thin or too narrow, whatever that may be, you can grab from the middle, actually can scale it backward and forward as well. I'm gonna go ahead and just point at the line on top. That will fit perfectly into the frame that I have created for this window. And that's how you would incorporate downloading a window.